Could someone just please tell me what an NFT is? Because at this point, I'm just not getting it. If that sounds like you, keep watching.
I want that, I need that, that's real, homie. I can't believe that.
Hello there and welcome to the channel. If it's about the internet and the money, that's where we'll be. If it's a good book, I'll recommend that for you to read. I'm your host, digital hobbyist, Tweeps.
NFTs are pieces of digital art. They've been the biggest news since Bitcoin. Imagine a JPEG file going for the same price as a Van Gogh, a GIF fetching the same price as a Picasso. Sounds about wrong, doesn't it? But these are the results of internet working on a global scale, with the US right at the heart of it. Now, the 80s saw international networking open up the reality of a digital world, a cyberspace where people, businesses, and governments could interact and transact. The US has been the biggest benefactor as the forerunner in networking technologies. The brief history of the NSFNet and how it spread throughout the US is something we've covered in the previous episode. You may want to go and check that one out, alright? France followed as an early adopter when it made the first international connection to the NSFNet, and this paved the way for the Netherlands, Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, and Sweden. The UK and Australia would join up to the network by the close of that decade. South Korea became the first to connect to the NSFNet beyond the US and its Western allies. Other Asian nations to follow suit were Japan and Singapore. Thailand would join the list by 1992. As the internet was lighting the way to globalization, Africa was in its own dark corner. Although its first native network was established in 1997 by an American company, it wouldn't be until the 2000s before internet connectivity was accessible and affordable. In the 35 years of the international network inclusion, Africa showed up 15 years late to the party. So now you're probably wondering why I always have to fall back on the history of the internet as an introduction to the topic of the day. Okay, it helped me understand why big tech are American companies. I get to see why the most influential media companies are in the US. It helps me appreciate why major international streaming companies are American. It helps me see why America sets the social trends for the world. It helps me comprehend why going international means having an American fan base. I can cognitively acknowledge why the CPM for an American audience is higher. No. It's none of that. Forget it. Forget I said anything. On a more serious note, the history helps me appreciate the internet's technological advancements beyond everyday experiences. It's a great way of putting modern technology into perspective. The US had an obvious head start in cyber technologies. Naturally, there were minds working on how to better the experience of internet working. The American computer scientists Stuart Haber and Scott Stornetta were already exploring cryptography as of 1991. Another American scientist, Nick Szabo, threw his spanner in the works, and he started working on a digital currency in 1998. Is it at all surprising that Bitgold was the name that he gave to the digital currency he was working on? Further developments awaited the turn of the millennium. In 2000, Stefan Kunst, another computer scientist, published his theory of cryptographic secured chains, plus the ideas for its implementation. The struggle for a decentralized internet would bear its first fruits nearly a decade from this moment. All the forerunners on the tracks of cryptography would see the baton pass to Satoshi Nakamoto.
Make sure to head over to our channel page to get caught up on all the content we've put out so far. Make sure to hit the like, leave a comment, hit the notification bell, share, and subscribe. These things go a long way in encouraging a YouTube creator to keep pushing.
In 2009, Satoshi successfully implemented the blockchain on the cryptocurrency Bitcoin. Online records state that this person or group is American. but we don't know for sure. For some reason, whoever Satoshi is prefers not to be associated with this revolutionary milestone. The idea of the blockchain went mainstream as a result of the rise of Bitcoin. The speculation for Bitcoin becoming a future world currency because of the immutability of the blockchain has been incessant ever since. This is how the US has continued to shape the ideas of the future for anyone with a digital device across the globe. Unfortunately, the US government and its allies have not been as accommodative to this whole new technological frontier they paved their way for. And this lacking of a bold leader of the digital economy has left room for other rivals to step up. And if you haven't yet, you'll want to hit the subscribe button and turn on all the notifications so you don't miss out on the coming episode on the race for digital currency supremacy, US versus China. Don't say I didn't tell you. The first I heard of NFTs, as they are otherwise called, is when I read certain proceeds from a recent sale were going to an African fund. Naturally, I was curious because that's money going to the continent, so yeah, I went looking for it. Apparently, the object of sale was a tweet by Jack Dorsey, CEO of Twitter. Isn't exactly the words you would hang on with every breath, but it went for that much. The timestamp on the tweet is 3:50 a.m. March 22nd, 2006. So it's been online, available for the last 15 years. And you could take a screenshot of it if you wanted, and it could be yours. But here's the catch, that it wouldn't be worth $2.5 million. Wanna know why? Because it isn't in the format of a non-fungible token. And this is what makes a meme equivalent to a Mona Lisa in the internet-warped digital world. By definition, NFTs are a unit of data on a blockchain that can represent a unique digital item. A proof of ownership is encoded in every NFT. They are non-fungible because they are not mutually interchangeable. Think of the Picasso, think of the Van Gogh. Their only value is in the work itself. Being as it is, you cannot break it down to any other thing, and you cannot barter trade it. It's the only thing that is like itself, and you can only pay for its value in money to own it. That's just it. NFTs are very easy to create. All you need to do is to have your own piece of art, picture, or music, or screenshot. Then here's what you do next. Upload the file to an auction market where NFTs are sold. And that's it. So how much do you think one of your tweets would sell for? Not only do you get to keep the proceeds of the sale, but royalties for every resale of your work in perpetuity. For example, Jack Dorsey's tweet went for $2.5 million. Although he's chosen to give that money up to charity, should the tweet be resold, as many times as it will get resold, he will always earn some kickbacks or royalty forever, for as long as the internet is around, for as long as the NFT markets are around, for as long as people are willing to buy the tweet. You will always make money from that one single NFT, alright? And that blows the door wide open for creatives who have been looking to get the most out of their art, alright? NFT market acts out the corporate middlemen that have always ripped off creatives. Creators can have unmediated interactions and transactions with their fans. Sorry, YouTube. NFTs are rare. You as the creator determine how many NFTs you want sold. There will never exist any more than the cap you set on this in the entire cyberverse. You can decide for how long you want them to be sold. You can set a time limit. It's all up to you. It's all giving back the power to you as the creator. So if you're really into art and perhaps have been looking for a new door to open for you, to help you get your career to the next level, or to get your own life to the next level, do consider getting into NFTs. If you can, go get it. Ain't nobody stopping you, all right?
I want that,